Oh, thank you to the comic fam for commenting on our videos.
You too. You guys are pretty cool too.
So I had asked a request of the comic fam to go to my Instagram and comment in the post show because I posted a really cool Hellboy memorabilia, the first published Hellboy
The
card, right?
Yeah.
So I posted it on Instagram, and we actually had some people comment on it. So let's read that comment.
Let's do it.
This Hellboy card is said to be produced prior to any of the comic book appearances. And I posted it over on Instagram, and we had Dark Jedi OFFC say, Comic Tom, what is that card exactly called if someone wanted to find one? This card is called a 1993 Fedonia Funnyworks card, and it was part of a set. And again, from 1982 to 1992, it was like a celebration set, said to only be 1,100 made.
Ouch. That's a very small number.
Very small number. Then I had another comment from the police comics that I shared. I had a really OG Plastic Man comic that I went into, and we discussed what collection it came from. Tailored Geek said, love the story of the guy who collected this comic. Awesome to buy a comic when you know it has a story behind the collector. And that kind of just like struck home for me. I think that's a thing. That's a thing for me for sure. When I know that there's a little bit more of a history to the comic, it may actually mean more to me than the comic itself, the scarcity itself, or whoever is on the cover.
It adds an extra layer.
It really does.
It gets you like into the mind of the person who held it before you and the person who owned it before you. And now you start thinking about like the history of it and where all the places this book has been. And I know Jeff has brought that up a lot about like Golden Age and how that's a specific part of it that interests him is thinking about the history of the book itself.
Like till it gets into your hands.
I remember he was talking about that when he damaged a comic and ruined it, and his comic survived all this time and only to be killed by Jeff.
Right?
Yeah, and like that's all part of the history, and that's a whole nother layer of fascination.
Yeah, Comic Fan, do you have any like random like pieces of your collection that to the average collector may not be worth much or be super exciting that to you just hold dear, you would never sell? I want to hear about it.
I had a comment also I pulled this one from the YouTube video. It was the last one I was in 2 weeks ago now. This is from Wakandan Knight. Thanks for the vid info, you guys. Love how y'all constantly change the comics on the talk table. Always look forward to see what's next. This was a little idea I had just to show off my pulls. My
these are
weekly
your
pulls,
pulls, Ryan.
Right.
Like, these are what you're reading.
Correct. And we used to like do a segment about this a while ago. It was weird. It was very rushed. And this is a little more subtle. I like it. I like doing it that way.
Yeah, we have more segments that we're going to be kind of introducing into the show, so you can kind of grow to expect certain things from us. And one thing is to kind of have the community keep up to date with us on what we're reading, but there's so many comics, and to be like, oh, I'm going to tell you the next issue of this run every single week, I think that would get kind of boring, and we're spoiling it at that point.
Sure.
So I feel like we should try to do something unique to bring to the table, but it's coming soon, Comic Fam. But I like that you're showing the
For now,
community.
these are the comics I got every week.
Yeah, you're just kind of switching them out through the show.
Why not?
Yeah, some eye candy. I like it.